Sup flappers, welcome back to another video. So first and foremost, ignore the messy hairdo. I have it pulled back here for a reason, so keep your focus here on the video. I want to talk about patch 2.3 just like all other content creators who are talking about it. However, my approach, I want to take it a little differently. I don't think you guys care as much as how I think about patch 2.3. I mean, if you do care about it, I had a video essentially yesterday talking about that, but I want to kind of cover what everyone is thinking about patch 2.3, and I kind of know what most people are thinking about patch 2.3, and the truth is, it's all over the place. All right, there are people who want Eula. They think patch 2.3 is a godsend. There are people who want Albedo. Same, they think 2.3 is amazing, especially with the Albedo storyline part 2 coming through. Somehow he's kind of now in the villain role. Very interesting, right? People who love Dragonspine, okay, we get to revisit Dragonspine. They love that zone. They spend all their free time in Dragonspine. But there's definitely a group of people who's like, I want to pull for Zhao. I want to pull for Ganyu. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the content in patch 2.3, but for you, 2.3 is just gonna be a filler patch, a patch for you to continue saving up gems. You can enjoy the content, and then but you're really looking forward to that next patch where your waifu, your husbando, is gonna be making an appearance. All right, so with that being said, where is the current player base sitting around, hovering around? Now, lucky for me, right, I do polls before I make these videos, so generally speaking, patch 2.3 is good. All right, mostly positives. I do think most of the negative Nancys, people who were not enjoying themselves in this game, have finally been able to put down the mouse and keyboard, put down the phone, put down the controller, whatever you want to say. They've moved on, or they're taking a much needed break. All right, glad to see it. And now the votes, people are more content with the general sense of content being released, and it makes it easier for people who interact with these other players to share the positives and also be able to discuss the negatives in a way that is constructive, not really to Mihoyo. Sometimes people are wondering, why do we even bother saying all this stuff, right? Why do we even bother listing out the issues, the problems, when we know Mihoyo's not listening? We know nothing's going to change. But really, it's just sometimes a conversation we have amongst ourselves, even though we know, right, nothing is likely going to change, at least in the foreseeable future. So with patch 2.3, we're going back to Dragonspine. Now, here's the thing. I want to share with you guys a quote, a very well-known quote from Genshin Impact. All right, it's by Mr. Zhong Li. So as you guys know, he always says, Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember, but where are those who share the memory? And that's essentially what 2.3 feels like to me. All right, I don't know if it's the same for you. Ask yourself, how many friends are still playing with you? How many active members from back then are still treading along with you side by side? You guys are still able to discuss the game, because at the end of the day, if I were to play Genshin Impact 100% completely isolated and alone, I don't think I would have been able to last until now, right? I think a lot of people would not have been able to play through the game until now if they were not a part of somehow a community, or had some friends, or just had people to engage with. I'm talking about even on the forums. And currently, we're about to experience another amazing patch, another arc of the story through Albedo, and there are very few people, I'm gonna say it right now, there are very few people who are still around in my community that I can talk and share with the experience that I personally had with them back in 1.2, back in Albedo's original release in Dragonspine. Through the story, we fought I remember it was the Cryo Regisvine boss or something like that, right? They had like new mechanics for this boss. It was a great experience, an experience that now only lives in my memories and the memories of those who I played with, which don't play the game anymore. And here's the thing, right? We are about to enter another, I would want to say, one of the better story build-up arcs, especially involving a certain character with Albedo. And we're gonna enjoy it, but the highlight of Genshin has always been the sense of community that is built outside of the game, because in-game they don't have mechanics that let us build communities. The current communities within Genshin Impact are also extremely divided. The easiest ones to identify are the mains: Ito mains, Goro mains, Amber mains, Lisa mains, Keqing mains, Hu Tao mains, Eula mains. These are extremely devoted sub-communities of Genshin Impact, which if you do not share certain enthusiasms with them about the characters that they enjoy, it's difficult to essentially get into these communities. Apart from that, we have Genshin Impact lore, we have Genshin Impact tips and tricks and these little quirks about the game and stuff. Doesn't always have to be about in-game, could be about the CEO, it could be about MiHoYo. There are these communities where they're just little fact-built communities that have people discussing anything that's relevant with Genshin Impact. Now, I can go on for hours talking about these sub-communities. I mean, there are sub-communities that are built to specifically hate on other sub-communities. The first time I've seen a community be so divided on so many fronts. Of course, there are people who can be in multiple communities, right? There are many people in my community who are also in the Kaching main community, who are in Hu Tao mains, who are in Yoimiya mains. It's okay to be in multiple communities at the same time. Now, where is the point in all of this? The point is, going forward, patch 2.3, it's just gonna create more sub-communities. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure there's a Ito main subreddit. And who's to say, maybe there's gonna be a Albedo villain subreddit. Nothing wrong with it, it's just that I'm curious how the villain Albedo subreddit members are going to be interacting with the Albedo main subreddit members. It's always insane how some of these people can take things that they believe in and completely barrage others just because they have a different opinion. Alright, I just want to remind everybody to relax, take a breather. Patch 2.3, it's just gonna be any other patch. It's not a big content-filled patch of permanence, but most of what it has to offer is a great experience at the very least in this very moment. We're gonna be going forward with updates likely similar to this, leading up to Chasm, leading up to Sumeru, and it's something that we have to get used to at this point. If you're playing this game, if you're enjoying this game, understand there's gonna be a portion of you who love the characters, there's gonna be a portion of you who love the story, there's gonna be a portion of you who's okay waiting for the bigger patches, the more content-filled patches. And I feel like as we get to Sumeru, as we start getting introduced to the element of Dendro, then it'll be easier for MiHoYo to start catering to more niche content, let's say more endgame driven, more combat driven, because right now there's a whole aspect of the combat system being in the Dendro element and all the Dendro reactions that are not even implemented into the game. And let's just flip the tables and say if they were implemented in the game, there's no guarantee that the community is not going to be bored anyways, right? There is one element of quote-unquote endgame, which is a Spiral Abyss. You get to do it for free of resin, you get to challenge it, you get to build different teams and just keep playing through it. You can do whatever the hell you want with the game in the Spiral Abyss. Yet people are completely bored out of their minds. The Spiral Abyss even updates every now and then with new mechanics, new monsters in the chambers, yet people are still not satisfied. This is the thing with content, right? Even a game like World of Warcraft currently is bleeding away players, right, to Final Fantasy 14, to Lost Ark, to New World. Hell, the Lost Ark closed beta was a huge success simply because people are just sick of playing the same thing over and over again. It's gonna be the same with Genshin regardless whether they have content or they don't have content. Yes, we're all gonna reach a point where we get bored of the game. I think MiHoYo understands this very well. If they released everything they could possibly think of to Genshin Impact since the beginning, people are still gonna be bored. That's just what I think, because with these things, it's mostly about repetition, and once you've cleared all the challenges, once you've seen all there is to see, you're gonna want to move on, right? That's just how it is. So with that said, everybody, leave your comments down below. What are your thoughts in the patch 2.3 update, and as well as the current state of the Genshin community, and what are your favorite communities to interact with and why? Alright, with that said, stay safe, peace, I'll see you guys later tonight in the live stream. Till then, bye.